They're not going to like it when you stop sacrificing your mental health over that job. Let's be honest. They love when you go the distance, when you go above and beyond constantly on a regular basis. They love when you skip your lunch. They love when you stay at that desk overtime without pay. No, let's just bring the honesty right now. Let's bring it on. If you're watching this video, I hope you can relate to some of the things I'm about to talk about. Your mental health, my mental health, is very important. Don't let them fool you into thinking it's not important. Don't let them fool you into thinking the task that's assigned is more important than you prioritizing your mental health. Trust me, they want you to stay at that desk as long as possible, because when you do, someone's pocket is getting fatter. Not yours. Not yours, though. Your pocket is going to be limited, because the sky is not the limit. But best believe someone's pocket is getting lined up from the hard work and effort that you put in. Trust and believe. You see, let me tell you something about self-care, mental health, the burnout that leads to mental health issues. Let me tell you about it. There was a time in my life where I worked constantly. I'm talking about a plethora of hours. And then I got home. You ever work so hard that you don't feel like eating? Like the only thing you want to do is shower and then go to bed? Do you know how unhealthy that is? Let's talk about that. It's extremely unhealthy. Your body needs to rejuvenate after a hard work. Think about it when you come from the gym. When you finish busting down your muscles, tearing those muscles, what does your muscles need? It needs rest. It needs protein to heal those muscles again, so you can begin a new day in the repairing process. Same thing with mental health. You keep putting your mental health on the back burner for a job. Many people are doing this without even realizing they're doing this. And then they're coming home burnt the hell out, like a burnt piece of bacon, just wondering why they feel the way they feel. I couldn't do it anymore. I got to a point when I started to realize, nobody gives a damn. Like, I'm coming home tired as hell, not eating a full dinner, literally barely just getting into a shower, just so I can get into the bed and get a few hours of sleep before I gotta rinse, wash, and repeat. And then can you imagine doing this for the rest of your life until you're able to retire? Can you understand the gravity of the mental health issue that many people face, knowing that they have to do this for the rest of their life? And I'm not sitting here trying to make an excuse, because we all have choices. We all have a choice to change our lifestyle, to not continuously work in this kind of environment. But why does it seem when we prioritize our mental health, it seems to make people uncomfortable? Why is this? Why is the unbothered person at work seem to be the black sheep of the job? Why is that? Why is the person that just prioritizes their self-care? People talk and gossip behind these people's backs. Let me tell you a reason why. Because they're not falling in line with the rest of the sheep. That's why. You see, when you don't follow the sheep, when you don't follow the what is it called? The get along, go along gang. When you don't follow them, people frown at that, because it's not something that they're used to. They're used to everybody falling in line and doing the same exact thing. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2025. We can no longer work these jobs the same way. When it comes to mental health, you're going to have to make a sacrifice. Understand this. Because guess what? You cannot have a great mental health or even a good one if you don't make some standards clear, loud and clear. Boundaries, ladies and gentlemen, is a part of self-care. It's a part of a mental health that you're yearning, you're striving to obtain. Now, if you're telling yourself, yeah, I want to get my mental health better, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to start making boundaries. You're going to have to start implementing discipline. When you get home, you have to do certain things. When you go onto a job, you have to have boundaries. You can't just let anybody play in your face. You can't keep letting certain energies be in the space that you are in. Because now you have been illuminated. You are in an illumination right now. You are in a light that not everybody can enter. Let me tell you something about demons. Demons don't like certain lights. They really don't. So when your light is that bright, you got to understand, demons start to flee. So those people on your job that are still on demon time, when you enter a room with your new energy, with your boundaries in place, guess what's going to happen? They're going to flee like roaches when you turn on a light. Because they can't stand to be in a kind of light that emits that glow. So when you start rebuilding yourself, when you start understanding, I'm trying to make myself have a better mental health in 2025 and going forward, you're going to have to step on some toes, regardless if it was your intention or not. Because when you rebuild yourself, the same people that were in your circle before you rebuilt yourself, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, the same people that were in your circle before you rebuilt yourself, they're going to have to go. They're going to have to go unless they have that mind frame of, I want to build myself too, similarly to you. But guess what? If they are not in that same mind frame of you, if they have that low vibrational energy about themselves, they cannot come into that light with you. I'm sorry to reveal this to you. There needs to be a new light in your life. And that new light is recognizing, acknowledging that my mental health is important. The self-care that I'm deciding to take on and do in my life is important to me. And if you are not about that life, if you are not about changing and putting boundaries in place so nobody could mess with your energy, then you got to go. And this is what it's going to take, ladies and gentlemen. When you get to that point in your life where you realize, I got to start prioritizing me. No longer am I looking to get validation from others. And this is what I've learned recently. I'm going to share something with you guys. I realize a lot of times I've searched for validation through other people. And sometimes I didn't even realize I was searching for the validation. I was always looking for people to be happy with me based on a performance of some sort. And I realized that no longer can be the case. You got to start looking within yourself, guys. And this is a message for myself too. You got to start looking within. No longer can you look on the outside of yourself. When you look on the outside of yourself for too long, you start caring what other people are thinking. You start caring what coworkers are feeling. You start caring what the employer is going to do next. But when you stay within, when you stay within your heart, you start understanding something. I need to validate myself. I need to search for validation within God. You start understanding this message and you start really thinking about it and like, you know what? I've been thinking wrong the same way for many years. And you realize that where has it gotten you? Searching for validation in other people will not get you far. In fact, it'll make your self-esteem even lower. But when you start searching for purpose, when you start acting more on purpose, you start realizing, man, this is feeling good. When you start disciplining yourself, taking care of yourself, looking at yourself and affirming yourself in the mirror, when you start disciplining yourself enough to do these things every single day, not looking for validation from anyone, you start to understand what your purpose is after a while. When you start praying to God to give you the discernment to understand right from wrong, you start to realize some people's light was really darkness, and you confuse the two. You confuse the two because you were blinded in the moment. Everyone thought that person's light was really light, but it really was darkness the entire time. Just because that person had a viral personality, just because they had a viral personality doesn't mean they're really popular. They're popular among demons, but they're not popular amongst good people, people that have accountability, discipline, that understand themselves. They understand that quiet time to themselves is really the rebuilding period. It's a period of life where you understand you don't need people to validate you. You don't need people's presence always in your face. Because I can guarantee you this, guys. Listen to this. I can guarantee you this. There is that one lonely person still walking amongst the crowds, still not understanding themselves, just blanketing themselves with alcohol, with drugs, with corn. I'm going to say corn, adult films, just blanketing themselves with all of these things, thinking it's healing them in the moment, temporary satisfaction, when in actuality, it's keeping them in darkness, shrouded in darkness, where they never see the light at the end of the tunnel. But when you start spending more time with yourself, as lonely as it feels in the beginning stages, and I've been starting to just, you know what, stay to myself a little bit more. It can be a scary thing for many people because many people don't like their own company. Did you hear what I said? For the people in the back with their heads down, pick your head up and listen to what I'm saying. Start enjoying your own company. Start taking yourself out. Start prioritizing massages. Go to that masseuse you've been trying to go to. And I'm speaking to myself. I need to start doing more things on my own, in my own company. Enjoying my own company. Understanding that I'm a good time. I'm a good time. Like anyone within my company, you got to set up an appointment. You can't just get my time. My time is valuable, more than diamonds, priceless, in fact. You can't just get my time randomly. People will waste your time in front of your face without an apology. And I'm like, child, listen, no, you're not going to do that to me no more. My time is valuable, and I'm going to value each and every moment. And you should too. Because whoever's watching this video, as you watch this video, I hope you made it to the end. Value your time. Don't let your employers, these people on the job, just playing around all day long in your face, playing with you. Set up boundaries for yourself. Let them know this is not what I do. This is what, because be honest, you can do the job and still have boundaries. Don't let them fool you into thinking you have to do everything that they're telling you to do. That's where people get it wrong. They think just because they're on a job, you have to follow everything your manager tells you to do. That's incorrect. I'm here to tell you that. That's incorrect. Because these managers will act on your desperation. Your desperation. They'll prey on it because they feel you need this job. They feel like you will be back. So they'll prey on it and take advantage of your desperation. Just like the world does. If you seem too desperate, if you seem like you're too needy, people can take advantage of this. But when you come to the job and you understand who you are, you understand the boundaries that you have in place, nobody is going to mess with you. In fact, they're going to be angry at you. Some people will be angry. Some people will probably be like, you know what? We can't use that person. They got too many boundaries and discipline. We can't use this person. Let's go try somewhere else. Boundaries protect you. They protect your heart. They protect the things that you have worked dearly on while you were in those moments of solitude. Don't think of solitude as a bad thing. It's a great thing. Being alone is a great thing. It's like hitting the reset button. And let me tell you something about being alone that I'm starting to really understand too. Being alone enhances your relationships in all aspects. When you start to enjoy your own company, when you start to do things to boost who you are, mentally, spiritually, physically, when you start boosting and understanding who you are as a person, when you get into any other relationship after you've locked everything in, the person that comes into your life cannot give you any bullshit. Did you hear me? Guess what happens when they come into your life after you've disciplined yourself and understood the assignment? When they try to bring the bullshit, it's going to be denied because you already set in place boundaries. You've disciplined yourself enough to know nobody can come in here and you can't tolerate that kind of nonsense. But when you don't know yourself, when you haven't spent time with yourself, when you haven't loved upon yourself, you start accepting things that you shouldn't. You start giving third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th chances to people when they've obviously played too much around you and they know, oh yeah, you're not serious. You're going to give me another chance anyway. Let me just keep doing the same thing. No, but because when you start to know yourself, you're not going to tolerate the nonsense. They can't get this stuff past you anymore because you've already done the work on yourself. So this message is to just consolidate this in your head. I hope you stayed this long in the video, and I thank you if you have. Please like, share this video. There's people out here that need to hear this message. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, blessings. Next time.